Hey, what's up, Aaron? This is a quick demo video for you for your Luke Eco by KR Sabers. Got this done this morning. This is installed with a Proffie. It's got the Goth Eco chassis in it that I'll show you here in a second. Per your request, I did set it up for just a regular blade, so not a recessed blade. Okay, and you've got two different sets of stock V2s, this being your first one right here. Your red and green LEDs will work. I'll show you that here in a second. How to get to the chassis is you want to unscrew this entire piece right here. All right, so we'll take this off. There is a trick to putting this on when we get ready to turn on the Saber, and I will go through that, obviously when we put the Saber in. But to get the chassis out, it's on kind of a J-lock system. So what you'll want to do first is you'll want to twist this clockwise first, be very gentle, and then you can pull it right out. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. You can kind of. The very two top plungers are your switches over on this side, and then you can see a grub screw sticking out over on this side. That is for the channel on your chassis. All right, this channel right here. So that grub screw rides along this channel until you get to the stopping point, and then you turn it counterclockwise to lock this chassis in place, and those two plungers will end up resting right over these two switches, and that's how that works. All right, you've got your second set of stock V2s right here, your Proffie boards right here, easy access also to your SD card and your micro USB. You have a removable battery, so this is the battery that came with your kit. You can take it out just like this. You got your empty battery compartment right there. I'll put the battery back in. You've got a kill switch right here, which is in the off position right now. And then this is a 28mm KR speaker. A little bit of modification to put the speaker into the chassis, not a big deal. One thing I'll say about this is that you have to watch out for your plungers. I have them correctly dialed in for the right height so they won't shave off the button now, or the switches. But if you happen to take these plungers out, which you can by just sliding this clamp card back, there's keeps wanting to focus on my face. Sorry. There's one plunger, and if you slide this back further, you'll find the other one. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm just going to leave this in. They're on spring systems, all right? So if you take this off and they come out, be very careful about how you put them back in. They have to be dialed in correctly to the right height like I have them right now. If you have them too long inside of here and you go to put this chassis in and turn it to lock it in, it's very easy to shave those tactile switches off this PCB. It's something I've done before. All right, so that being said, we're going to take the chassis before we turn it on. We're going to go ahead and put it in. We'll find that grub screw to ride along that, groove I showed you. Come over here until it stops, and then we'll turn it counterclockwise to lock it in. So now before we turn on, if you went like this, you could hear the tactile feel, right? So it's actuating it, everything's good to go. We'll come over here and we'll turn this, we can reach the kill switch from right here.
I am Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and friend to Captain Solo.
So as you can see, I've got your blinkies working. They are on the cave scene till we turn it on. And the green stays on. All right, you've got that. I gave you twist off. Now when you put this in, this is pretty tight around the chassis. I sanded quite a bit around here so it'll fit, but it's still a pretty snug fit. And the problem is when you put this over your chassis and then you're going to screw it in, you're screwing it in clockwise, right? Because righty-tighty. Now it's also a turn clockwise on the chassis to disengage the plunger switches, if that makes sense. So what I'm doing essentially is as I'm tightening this up, I've moved the chassis away from the plunger switches. So once I got this all tight, I probably want to back up about 1/8 of a turn. So now that the plungers are back over the switches, hopefully that makes sense, right? Once you got all that lined up, you're good to go. So your LEDs are firing up. You got good smooth swing. Back here is auxiliary. I gave you twist off. We'll put a blade in here. All right, this is my little shorty test blade, but this is set up for a full-length blade. And that would be a 1-inch diameter blade. All right. I'm not going to use the blade retention because this blade socket is pretty tight. I've not sanded this blade at all. All right, so I won't need to use the blade retention. This saber came with 5 fonts on the SD card. They were all kind of nicknamed, but I believe it was you have Cave, Training, Rescue. What else was there? Cave, Training, Rescue. I don't remember the other 2. Sorry, but all 5 of them are on there, and we'll go through it. All right. To go to another sound font, just hit auxiliary. Blade lock up's holding down the aux and hitting the saber.
One X-Wing? Great, we're saved.
This is rescue.
I will not fight you.
They all have soundtracks, so it's a long press on the power to play the tracks. And another long press to turn it off. Just like that. I'm going to tell you what the other 2 were right now because it's kind of bothering me. Let me just open this up. I got your config right here. So you had barge, cave, rescue, return, and training. All right, those were your 5 that you had on there. Go to another one.
All right, it's time to continue your training. Jabba, this is your last chance. Free us or die.
I think we've cycled through them all, but one more time just to fire it up. Show you that the also too that your LEDs. It's kind of hard to see your LEDs sometimes because I'm left-handed and I tend to hide them from the camera, but they are working like they should. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll take this blade out. And we will take this piece out as well, just so that we can reach our kill switch. Your LEDs are going off until I come over here and flip the switch, and then it kills everything like it should. All right, so that is basically your Luke Eco. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks, man.